Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the train room. Right here, we've got Lionel's Hotbox Reefer. This is the Pacific Fruit Express one. This thing is packed with all sorts of fun features and sounds and all sorts of other things, and we're going to look into every single one of them right now. Before we get into the actual car we have right here, you guys just saw that kind of new intro video I made. Let me know how much you like that. I'm going to try and, as I get more engines or rolling stock and stuff, I'll change some of the clips in there to add in the new engine stuff. I know it might be a little bit long. If you think it's a bit excessive, let me know, and I'm going to try and make kind of a shorter version maybe to put in some of the videos, but I'm just kind of testing this thing out. So let me know how much you kind of like that, if that was any good. I'm getting into this actual car itself. These cars are super detailed. I absolutely love these Pacific Fruit Express Reefers. The other Reefers are probably just as amazing, but I love this kind of bright orange paint scheme. Union Pacific, Southern Pacific. Union Pacific is, because you can notice with the big boy and all the cars, one of my favorite railroads, or has been one of my favorite railroads. So that's why, I absolutely love these cars. And so they're super detailed, a lot of add-on details. All of the hatches open up. And actually, speaking of the hatches, I did have an issue. One of the hatches broke. Where's the camera? Let's see if I can get this to focus. There's supposed to be a little nub that comes out. You can see on the side over there. It's supposed to come on this side that broke off. And actually, this hatch used to be over here on this front one. And I just actually switched it over to here because this front hatch has the smoke fill hole for the, the smoke effect, the hot box effect. And I'm able to see the hatches can't close all the way because of that. Because of that smoke thing. So this little clip is pushed up. I might open the car up and try and lower that a little bit, maybe tighten some screws, fix that. But that's no big deal. But so, and I bet you I can order a new hatch. The hatch is really easy. You can pop them out and pop them in pretty easily. Just be gentle. I'll probably order a new one off the Lionel Parts website and just put it in for that broken one that is there. Maybe I can use the broken one as like some trash on the side of the track somewhere. But yeah, these cars are super detailed. Show you the ends of the cars too. Lot of detail on them. Sides a little bit different. We have super awesome. These doors also open up. The same thing happens with regular cars that don't have any power in them. But instead of opening up to nothing, these cars have a bunch of controls. So we have the smoke on-off switch, the max-min switch, so it's maximum sounds or minimum sounds, and then the run program switch. And I believe that top dial is a volume knob. The other side opens too. There's just no switches in the inside. And then also, this coupler is a regular coupler. You press the little button, it opens up. But this coupler is a electro coupler. So you can control that from the Cab 3 app, the Lionel Legacy Cab 2, the Team CC Cab 1. And so you can basically disconnect the train, stop it, disconnect the Hotbox Reefer car, reconnect the train to it, something along those lines. It just adds a bit more, playability and operations to these trains. So if you're also in the yard and you're trying to connect up a train, you can just undo that coupler and get everything together. So now I'm going to turn on track power and I'm going to start showing you all the different features and sounds this thing has. Okay, first things first, when it comes to the sounds, without even connecting to any Cab 3 app or programming it in at all, it automatically plays sounds when the car is moved. So when I move it around, you're going to hear a bunch of sounds coming out of it. And it also has a certain sound effect where if you hit the car still going. If you hit the car really hard, the kind of people working in the car will start talking. So watch, I hit it really hard. Oh, that was...
What was that? Ben seems a little heavy-handed today.
So they have those little kind of sound effects. So that is nothing connected. That's just sounds. The sounds the car makes on its own. Now, when I have it connected to the app, I'm gonna put in just a second here. I'll slide this car over a video, kind of like I did. If you watched my base 3 video, I'll screen record the base 3 and show that over here. But so I'm go through a bunch of the buttons that there are and what they do for this car. So first things first, we'll start out with actually just the whistle button. So just like a regular engine, it doesn't have a whistle, but it makes this little clunk sound. That's just from pulling down on the whistle. Next, there are loading and unloading sequences. So you see the buttons I'm talking about? It's the button top middle of the keypad. It's got a bunch of circles on top of, looks like a platform with 2 arrows pointing down. That's the loading sequence button. And you can choose how long you want the loading sequence to be. So it will go for as long as you hold it down for. So I'm just going to hold it down for a little while and we'll listen to the loading sequence.
Now let's ice this car down quick. Well, aren't you just a chip off the old block? Oh, thanks, boss. Keep that ice coming. Okay, boss. Close it up. We're done here. Let's send her for the fruit.
Okay, so that was the first loading sequence. And then this car actually has 3 loading sequences. So that was the first one where we loaded the ice. Now when we move the car, so you can do this with the engine, it doesn't matter how long you wait. We've done that one. Now we're just going to move the car. I'm just going to kind of roll it back and forth on this track. And we do the loading, press the loading sequence button again. It's now going to play the fruit loading sequence sound. So let me just move the car around a little bit. Okay. Now we're pretend we're at our next. Still going. We're pretending we're at our next stop where we're now loading up with some ice, and I'm gonna hold down that button again, and you'll hear them starting to load ice into the car.
We gotta load it up before it goes bad.
Oh, sorry, I meant they load fruit into the car.
Oranges. Don't spill the oranges. Where are you going with those carrots? Sorry, tell me where, boss. We gotta get this all done before the ice melts. Finally, this load is on its way.
Okay, sorry, that was my mistake. I meant they do ice first and then they load the produce, fruits, and vegetable stuff into it. And then, so the third one, you can move the car again. And in real life, I guess these Pacific Fruit Express reefer cars or any reefer cars, if it was a long journey, would have to stop at some point because the ice would be melting in the car and they would pick up more ice. So I'll move the car again. We'll stop it, and then I'll press down the button, and you'll hear them loading more ice into the car. Again, it doesn't matter how far you move it. It will still go to the next set in the loading dialog. So now I'm going to hold down the loading button.
We don't want all this fine produce to go bad. Any bad order cards? Is the air test done? Yeah, looks good. We gotta get this train out of here. Any of these cars need to be cut? I don't think so. Let's finish it up. Load those bunkers. Close the hatches. Next stop.
All right, so that was them, replacing the ice in the car, adding more ice into the car. So the fruit doesn't go bad. So those are the loading sequences. Now, if we move the car, you don't really have to move the car, but I'm just going to move it, pretend like the train keeps going on its journey, and then it's going to reach its final destination. Okay. So the car is now at its final destination, and this is where we can now press the button just below the loading button. It has all the little circles, the platform, 2 arrows pointing up, and that is the unloading button. So this is the same thing where when you hold it down, it will keep going for how long you hold the button for, and so this will be them, unloading all the produce out of the car at the end of their journey.
All right, guys, let's go. Stack that cabbage over there. Hey, stack all those strawberries in the corner over here. I want these cars empty in 20. Come on, guys, let's get this fruit out of here. ASAP. That car's empty. Next. Come on. Let's knock this out. Is that car empty? Good. Get the next one. Way to go, guys. Get her done.
Okay, so that was the unloading sequence, and again, you can hold that down for almost as long as you want, and the sequence will keep playing. So, like I said, I've got the 4 cars here, so you can almost pretend like they're unloading each of the cars as you're doing the unloading sequence. Now, clearly, this car doesn't have any lights or specific dialogues. You'll see in the Cab 3 app, there is no, you can't click the arrow to the left to go to the dialogue. There's no lights or light buttons to do anything, but you can activate the coupler. So we're gonna move this over here. I believe it is the rear coupler button, so the very bottom one. It says R. Yep. So you press that, open up the coupler. Same thing with that. So that's about all the features this thing has when it's not moving, and just when you're pushing it around. But so that's the same thing that they basically have in, say you get one of the Vision Line Reefer sets where it has one car with the sound stuff and then 2 regular cars. Basically, that is everything that is in that sound car. So this is basically a Vision Line Reefer. But then it has the special Hotbox Reefer feature. The reason you guys all came here, the reason I wanted this car so bad. So that button, you can still see over here on the Cab 3 app. You see in the top left corner of the keypad, there's that flag button. So when the train is moving and you press that button, it will activate the Hotbox Reefer sequence. And so I'll record that. You can really have the engine going at any speed you want. I'm going to just have the engine running really slow so I can kind of record it the whole way and you can see the lights and stuff. But basically what happens is you'll hear this. It's really not a great noise because there's, the truck's about to catch on fire. You hear this noise coming out of the reefer. It's a squeaky noise. And then eventually the people who are, I believe it's supposed to be the people in the caboose, who are talking, say, oh, there's a fire, we got a hot box, and it will keep doing that. Sometimes it repeats the dialogue, but it keeps doing that until you stop the train. Then you hear them walk over and try and start putting out the fire. It's a really cool sequence. I really love this car. It adds a lot of depth to just to your train stuff and kind of create new sequences and things like that. So I will show that all happening at slower speeds. You can kind of watch it all happen, and then we'll wrap this video up and then do a few clips just of the car kind of running around the layout. And this thing does put out a lot of smoke. Like I said earlier, that smoke fill hole is this first hatch right here. Just open it up, put some smoke in there. Any smoke fluid works. I use the JTT's Mega Steam. I've actually started using the blue spruce scent. I really like this scent. Smells super good. It's not very overpowering and kind of can mask the smell of burning when you're doing it. But yeah, so we'll get this thing moving and I'll show you the Hotbox sound effects. Okay, so first things first, before we get this train moving, I do want to show you real quick how to program this Pacific Freight Express boxcar into a train, so you can access it while you're running the trains. And you can do this with any Freight Sounds car you have. It doesn't just have to be specifically the Hotbox Reefer. So what you're going to do is, you can see we're in the app now. I have the big boy open. I've turned down the volume of the big boy so you can hear the car a bit better. But what you're going to do is you're going to click train. See, I already have it in here, but we're going to create a new one. Click it again. I'm going to make this train number 6. So Team CC ID, we're making number 6. We're going to click enter. Now you're going to go press this engine settings button down here. And currently, I believe it thinks this is a... Oh, sorry. So what you're going to do now is click this add button in the bottom left corner. We're going to start off with our engine, which is the UP Big Boy. Click select. Have it in here. You're going to enable horn and bell and dialogue for the engine. Now that is all good. Now what we're going to do is click add again. We're going to add our PFE reefer. You can see I have it in here as just PFE. So you're going to click that, select add. Then, just for the reefer, you're going to only turn on the train link device. That will make it so you can have all the dialogue and different sound stuff. You do not enable the dialogue. Do not enable the horn or bell. and you don't need to put it in reverse direction. So just train link device. Then you can name the train. I'm just going to call it Pacific Fruit Express train. So we got our Pacific Fruit Express train. We'll put the momentum at medium, and you're going to click back. You're going to click yes, and you're going to hear the car make its little clunk sound like the whistle's going, and then the big boy will blow its whistle, and that is just confirming that they are updated as this train. Alright, so our train is now saved in here. You can see the picture is of the front engine, so the big boy. You can blow the whistle of the big boy, make it move, just like that. Alright, stop that. Now, if you click this train link button here on the right side in the middle, it will take you to the settings for the PFE Reefer. And then, so this, you can press all the buttons, you can do the loading, unloading sequences, all that stuff, all from here. Do the whistle, make that clunk sound. So that's all in here. So that is how you can control this car. You don't have to program into the train. You can still just switch over to it. But it's a lot simpler when you do that. Then you just click the train link button again to go back to the engine. So now we'll get this thing running and actually do the hotbox sequence. Okay, so I've got the train here going nice and slow. Again, you can do this at whatever speed you want. And the hotbox reefer, you'll be able to tell, but it is the third orange reefer. So is that one, is the hotbox reefer. So I'll turn the camera so you can see it. But what I'm going to do now is go to the train link. You can hear it making its noises. I have the volume of the big boy down just so you can hear it a bit better. And I'm going to press that flag button. That's on the top left of the keypad. If you want to see that again, go back in the video. You'll see where that little flag button was. And then you'll hear it making all those noises, catch fire, smoke, all that stuff. So let's do it.
This should be a smooth run today. Hope that's engineering again. I think we'll be making good time on this run. Signal should be coming soon. Okay, all clear from the cupola. Yeah, but we need to keep an eye on things. Something? It felt like we hit something. Oh, that sounds like trouble. We better take a look. What does that sound? I hope we don't have a problem. Do you hear that? That sure doesn't sound good. That car's axle's on fire. We gotta stop. I see smoke and flames. I see smoke and flames. Engineer, stop the train. We got a hotbox. That turtle box is burning up. Grab that extinguisher from the caboose. We need to cool that spindle. Throw some dirt on it. We need to cool that spindle. Throw some dirt on it. We gotta put this fire out now or we're not going anywhere. Great job, guys. I think we averted a catastrophe. Whew, man, I'll tell you what. The car doctor's going to want to take a look at this car. Whew, I hate days like this. I hear you on that. Great job, guys. I think we averted a catastrophe.
Alright, so that was the whole Hotbox sequence. It does change a little bit from each time you do it, depending on how long you do it for, and when they stop. They sometimes say things a little bit differently. But yeah, so, again, super cool product. I really love this car. I really love these Super Express cars in general. They made a bunch of others, I believe. I don't know the exact numbers. I believe there was a Great Northern car. I think there was an Atlantic Coastline car. I think there was maybe a Fruit Growers Express car. But they had a bunch of them. I have a feeling Lionel will definitely make more of these again soon. I believe the price of these is at about $200 to $250. It really depends on where you get it from. But again, I think these are definitely worth. They're super nice cars. It's basically It's basically the same as getting the Vision line Reefers, except instead of getting the 2 extra cars with no sound, you get smoke and fire and all sorts of more dialogue. So you gotta take your pick. Still be cool, I think, to have the Vision line cars. You get 3 of them, but you can buy these cars. You know, the other non-power ones. These are really old cars that still have all the detailed stuff. But yeah, so like I said, super amazing product. Really like this car. Definitely recommend you guys get one if you like it. As I always say, if you have any questions, comments, pieces of advice, please put them in the comments down below. I'll finish off this video with it running around the layout at faster speed, seeing the smoke and stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.
Oh, that sounds like trouble. Better take a look. We need to tell the engineer, ASAP. Engineer, stop the train. We got a hotbox. We got a hotbox. We need to tell the engineer, ASAP. Engineer, stop the train. We got a hotbox. We got a hotbox. We need to tell the engineer, ASAP. That turtle box is moving up. Emergency stop. We gotta put out that fire. Drive it out. We need another fire extinguisher. Watch out. Flames are shooting out from the other side, too. Careful there. It's a blazer. Flames jumping out all over the place. Grab that extinguisher from the caboose. Okay, we can move on now, but we're going to need to get this car back to the yard. Whew. Great job, guys. I think we averted a catastrophe. Let's pull this car onto the train and onto the siding. I didn't plan on this today.